Hey everybody, this is Troy McLean, your CEO with the Global Information Network, supplying you with this week's audio update call, and I got to tell you that we're pretty darn excited. My family is, the members are, the staff is, and so is just the entire Gin universe, because we are moving forward with our cruise. It's just right around the corner. February 6th through the 9th, we will be setting sail out of Orlando, Florida. Now, cruise alert, please, please, please. This is so highly important for everybody to pay attention to. Every person going on this cruise is required to complete an online check-in at the Royal Caribbean website. You must do this 3 days prior to setting sail. Listen to me, you must do this 3 days prior to setting sail. So I encourage each and every one of you who is registered to go on the cruise, go to Royal Caribbean's website and make sure you fill in all your information. You will need to fill in your registration number. You will need to fill in your departure date, your ship name. You must do this 3 days prior to going on the cruise. You've already registered with us. You've already paid for it. However, by law, you have to go to RoyalCaribbean.com and put all your information on their manifest. So listen to me again, super important. 3 days prior to setting sail, you have to go to RoyalCaribbean.com and you have to click on the online registration and you have to fill in your information, including your passport information. So please, please make sure that you do that. Okay, now that I got that out of the way, let's go through February's lineup on the webinar. We've got some good webinars that are coming out that I'm super excited about. First, we have the second part of Blaine Aythorn's webinar, which is launching February 7th. That's the second part of Blaine Aythorn's webinar. Your relationships are your riches. This was a two-part webinar series, and this will be the second part of that. Next, on February 14th, happy Valentine's Day, everybody, we have Craig Trilla launching a webinar. It's a two-part series. Craig Trilla doing a two-part series on how to protect your home. How to protect your home. Crime prevention through environmental awareness. And Craig, who comes to us with a background in counterintelligence, with a background in police force, with a background in surveillance, he's going to talk to business owners, homeowners. Again, listen to me. He's going to talk to business owners and homeowners on how to properly light your house, the do's and don'ts on where to set your lights, the do's and don'ts on surveillance, so that you can be, or your house or your business can be, a crime deterrent versus a crime attractor. For me, I'm excited to hear from him because we have a brick and mortar business with valuable information. And we want to make sure that that information is protected. I also have a nice home, a very nice home. I've worked extremely hard for it. I've worked long and hard hours to make sure that my castle is protected. And my sister stays with me. My beautiful bride stays with me. And so this series walks you through how to properly light your house, how to properly light your business, where to leave things, where to put things. And Craig Trilla has granted us access on this two-part series that's going to start February 14th. On February 21st, he's going to conclude his two-part series on February 21st. So again, it's a two-part webinar series on crime prevention through environmental awareness. I think you should pay attention to it. It should be a blast. So after Craig Trilla on February 21st, second part, we are then going to end February with our very own Gloria McDonald. Gloria McDonald is going to be doing a three-part webinar series starting on February 28th, titled Your Richly Imagined Future. 3 keys to creating mastery in your life. How many of you guys want to create mastery in your life? How many of you guys want to achieve greatness? Well, Gloria McDonald is going to walk us through those steps. We, as business owners, we as servants to the membership, continue to bring some amazing webinar series, continue to bring some amazing information to light and to you. And I want to go down a little bit of a path with you and talk to you about not what's coming up and what's going on, but some reflective. Today is my birthday, and I'm reflecting today, and I'm thinking about all the things that I've learned from you, the members, thinking about everything that you guys have taught me. And one member introduced me to Plato's allegory of the caves. Plato's allegory of the caves. I might be going a little too deep here, but it is my birthday and I'm allowed to do it. So I want those of you who understand and know and have an opinion on Plato's allegory of the caves, I want you guys to go down this journey with me on this audio and start thinking with me and share some of your thoughts if you want. For those of you who don't know what Plato's allegory of the caves is, look it up. It's got some pretty deep thought. It's got some deep messages in it, and I'll give you a little bit of the story. Socrates was the teacher of Plato, and Socrates shared a story with Plato. And the story that he shared, he said, imagine that there's a cave, and in this cave are prisoners. And prisoners are chained up. And all they can see is the wall in front of them. That's all they can see is this wall in front of them. They can't turn around. They can't look side to side. They can only see straight. They can only see right in front of them. Now behind them is an actual fire that's behind them but above. And that fire creates reflection on the wall. They don't know that it's a fire, but it creates enough light that it creates shadows on the wall. So as people or as things walk or go by this fire behind them, all they see is the shadows. But to them, those shadows are real. To them, those shadows are their world. And so imagine if all you saw was two-dimensional shadows. And because it's a cave, all you heard were echoes of voices. That becomes your truth. Now imagine that one of these prisoners escape. One of these prisoners escape, and they get out. They get out of the cave. And what they see is the truth. But it hurts them. The light of the sun is so painful at first, it hurts them. And that escaped prisoner from the cave wants to initially go back to the cave. Wants to go, I can't take that. He doesn't understand what the sun is. He doesn't understand what three-dimensional figures are. He doesn't accept real and full color. So his initial reaction is he wants to just go back to where everything's comfortable, because the truth in the beginning is painful. But after a while, he adjusts. His eyes adjust. And the truth is beyond his imagination, beyond what he could ever accept, beyond what he could ever see, because all he could ever see was shadows on a cave wall. And he becomes so excited that he wants to go back to the cave to share the truth with his fellow prisoners. And so he goes back to the cave and he starts explaining everything to them. But they just see his shadow because he doesn't go all the way down. He stands in front of the fire and he yells to them, "Hey everybody, Check this out. Check out the truth. But all they see is his shadow, so they don't even recognize him. All they hear is his echo of his voice, so they don't understand him. Because all they see is the wall. So he runs down to them. Now this is interpretation. There's been many interpretations, but this is interpretation now. Some say that he runs down to them, and he tries to free them and said, come with me. But what he tells them, they're so scared of, they're not excited, that they kill him. Other interpretation is he runs down and he tells them, and he says, check this out, come up here. And they just say no. Because if we go see your truth, that means our life's been a lie. And so they would rather accept their truth or their perception. And so here I am, it's my birthday, and I'm reflecting back what a year has brought, what a year has given to me. And I just want to thank, on my day, I want to thank you, the members, for being brave enough to introduce me to the truth. I want to thank you, the members, for being brave enough to say, check this out. Because while I've discovered a lot of my own truths, and I hope that you're realizing those from me, I hope that you're learning those from me, I hope that I'm teaching you those. I also know that certain parts of my life, I'm staring at a cave wall. Certain parts of my life, I'm just seeing shadows. And I've said to each and every one of you that I'm a practitioner to greatness, but I'm not great yet. But I will be great with each and every one of you in my life. And I know that you'll be greater with me and yours. And I know that when some of you guys are challenged with what Chris has to say, Blaine has to say, or what I have to say, I know that some of you are challenged simply because it's hard. Because sometimes your whole life you had an echo that you heard, and you accepted that echo as the true voice. Or you were just staring at a shadow on a wall, and you thought that was what three-dimensional life was all about. And we're coming in going, no, look at this over here. And that's challenging. That's also challenging for family members, challenging for loved ones. Because as we escape our perception, as we as prisoners get released from the cave walls and we see life as it can be, life as it's supposed to be, we have to also remember it was tough for us to accept it. But then it's become glorious. And so I just want to thank you. I want to thank you guys for letting me teach you what I know to be the truth, but also thank you for introducing me to the truths, and tell you that even with me, sometimes it's hard for me to accept it, but I do listen and I do learn. And I hope that with yourselves, even when it is hard to accept, that you guys think about Plato's allegory of the caves and realize some of the things we see are just shadows of the truth. But once you get introduced to the truth, it does take time to realize. It does take time to accept it. And so on my day, my special day, I want to tell you thank you. I want to say thank you to Ben. Ben went through my Saturday training. Ben and his wife sent me a wonderful birthday gift. Ben knows that I'm fascinated with elk. Ben knows that I'm fascinated with the outdoors, and he went out of his way and sent me something very, very special, so I thank him for that. I want to say thank you to Chris, Blaine, Greg, Jeff. Thank you for putting up with me. Thank you for sticking with me. I want to say thank you to the staff for working so hard, for putting in your efforts. But most importantly, I want to say thank you to my Gin family, my Gin brothers and sisters, for allowing me the opportunity to teach you, for allowing your brains to open up to the things that I know. And lastly, I just want to say I'm excited to move this forward. I'm excited to move forward with the team. I'm excited to move forward with my family. I look forward to seeing you on the cruise. I look forward to hearing all and everybody's story and opinions, if you do have one, on Plato's allegory of the caves. Once again, this is Troy McLean, your CEO. I look forward to talking to you soon. Bye-bye.